Hey everybody, welcome to one more round. Today I'm excited to have our guest Ryan Hare here. So Ryan is an automotive aesthetics industry leader, co-owner of Tint 360 and Automotive Aesthetics Academy. He's got 5 kids, originally from Pennsylvania, moved to Arizona in 2017. His wife is Jena and his business partner. Hobbies are guns and outdoors, loves spending time with my family. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Good to have you.
Yeah.
So you got a busy weekend, you were saying. You got some guys coming in for some training?
Yeah, so we opened up this Automotive Aesthetics Academy. I have been in this industry for a while, and, one thing that I always wanted to do was teach other people. Mm-hmm. So many people in business, and I was afraid to teach people, there's secrets to this, don't give the secrets out, mm-hmm. right? So I really transitioned my mindset. Why not give the secrets out? Why not? You know what I mean? So the Automotive Aesthetics Academy, we came up with that, Jena came up with it. Mm-hmm. She comes up with all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to do this. Okay, cool. I don't say anything. So we did it, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like doubting her. I'm like, man, I'll be shocked if this works. Mm-hmm. Then I was laying in bed one night, and an email came across, QuickBooks payment receipt, $1,500. Someone paid for a class we had coming up to mm-hmm. teach them window tint. I was like, no way. Then the next night I did it again.
Wow.
And I was like, dang, it's like $3,000 right now already. And all I got to do is teach a couple guys. Mm-hmm. So we teamed up with another company here. They make a product. Have you seen Jena's car? The pictures of her Atlas Cross Sport?
No.
It's like teal and then like black on the top.
Okay.
So that's a new product that came out from a company here. They're making it, and they're bringing people in today. We do their trainings for them.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be all weekend.
Very cool. So what does that look like? What does the training entail?
So we're going to do a Tesla this time. Actually, my neighbor's Tesla. We're doing it in like a satin pearl white flip. Okay. So like in the sun, it will be like white, but if you look at it from another direction, it'll have like purple and pink in it. Wow. It's pretty neat. It's his wife's car. So we'll train them from start to finish, like how to prep the car, how to dismantle it, how to lay the film, put everything back together. When they leave, they'll be able to wrap a full car. And this training's funny because I asked the company who's coming, and they're actually sending the people that sign up for the shop is a shop located here in near Queen Creek, kind of deep into Chandler. Yeah. I think Chandler or Gilbert, but closer to Queen Creek, called Tint Cartel. Okay. And I actually send work to them. We get people that call from that area, and I'm like, hey, these guys are a Lumar dealer as well. Same thing, go see them. So we get to train them. So very pretty cool. Yeah.
So you've been obviously doing the tent business for quite some time then.
Yeah, started at a young age. Started in the auto detailing industry. Mm-hmm. Loved driving a clean car. Mm-hmm. Had my mom buy me a truck and a trailer, and I used to go out. She used to take me, and I used to go clean cars and stuff. Was never in the mechanical side of it. Mm-hmm. That led me to purchasing a business in 2014, which was my first attempt in learning. Yeah. Completely failed it. That's when I met Jena as well. I was a young kid, making more money than I knew what to do with, blowing money, bad attitude, just doing things that, no legal trouble, just not doing things right, and that led me to failure.
So what were the things you would have done different then?
What would I have done different?
Yeah.
Oh, man, to open up the book of Ryan there, I don't even know where I start. Everything. I mean, honestly, everything. Just... It cost me less than going to college. Okay. But it cost me, I have kids. Mm-hmm. I was married at the time, married very young, miserable, just living life day to day, just knowing that when I go back to work on Monday, I can make another $10,000 and go and blow it and just keep on doing that over and over, mm-hmm. And hiring family. Got in a fist fight with a cousin, and
wow,
just bad stuff. Just learning through business. My grandparents, not gave me the money for it, but when I purchased the business, it was a owner's note, mm-hmm. so I paid every single month, and my grandparents personally guaranteed it. And I had to sit across the table from them. I'll never forget the day with Jena by my side and tell them, look, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do it anymore. And they were responsible for $300,000 if I backed out of it, and I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, look, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm going to close this thing down. We're going to give it back to the owner, and we'll come up with an agreement with him where we'll figure something out. Mm-hmm. And I walked away. It was the best thing I could have done. I'm from a small town. Everybody knows everybody. You know, you can't go out to dinner without someone knowing who you are, and I couldn't take it anymore. I met Jena. I was at SEMA in Las Vegas, if you're familiar with that big industry car show. It's only for people in this industry, but met her there, and I was still married at the time. We didn't really get along and everything, and you know, I had my kids and stuff, and I had to get away. So when I had met Jena, I'd moved her to PA, kept trying to run the business and everything, but we were just spinning our wheels. Like, imagine your truck just stuck, just spinning. That's all we were doing. I was never going to get out. I could have got out of it. I could have.
So this business, just to clarify, because you were in auto detailing before, the one you purchased was still auto detailing, or was it?
No, it was a mixture of everything. It was window tinting. Remote car starters are huge back in Pennsylvania. So it was that stuff along the automotive industry.
Wow.
But stereos and stuff like that. Had a great team and everything. Then one of the best guys left, ended up getting another job. It was because of leadership. It was me. I had full responsibility for it. You know, he went and got another job, and that's when the business really started going to crap, because he was like the head guy. Not the head guy, but like the head installer. And I knew whenever I lost him, I was like, oh man, this isn't going to be good. And everything went downhill. Like I said, first attempt in learning, right?
No, that's good. But and you go through those situations, you learn a ton. So you moved to Pennsylvania, and then how long were you out in Pennsylvania?
Well, I was born and raised in PA. And then in 2017, after I closed the business and everything, Jena and I had moved here. And we had moved here to do something completely different. Jena had what we thought was a friend in Primerica, and we came and did that, and I mean, we killed it in that. But then I slowly started to figure out, I was like, man, I don't want to talk to people about money. People don't want to hear about money and life insurance. They don't even believe in it. All they know is where they're going to swipe their credit card next. Right? That's what we were trained to do. So I had some rules on window tint here. I was like moving to Arizona. We would buy cars. I'll tint our own cars, and I ended up having to get a job. So it was rough. I had to get a job because we were so broke. I mean, we went from apartment to apartment. We got evicted. And I remember one day she was like, we're going to start tinting windows. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Really? She's like, stick to what you know. So we would call around the other window tint shops. And I was like amazed by the things that they would do and say, and the things that they wouldn't do and stuff like that. And I said, if we just do everything they're not doing, there's no reason this thing can't be successful. So I remember I don't remember what led up to it, but I checked my credit score one day, and my credit score was crap. Just being young again, not knowing about anything. And me and her were just down and out. I had tried killing myself.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Jena actually pretty much saved my life. I had a gun in my hand. She pretty much wrestled me for it. I was so stressed out. I was just in a bad spot. And so I had gotten a job, and...
how did you get out of that?
How did I get out of it?
Yeah, how did you get out of that mental space?
I don't know. The majority of it was because of divorce, and I was going through a nasty child custody thing. My ex was a complete narcissist, just would call me names. I just let it all get to me. And I would never talk to anyone about it. And it would all just build up and build up and build up, and boom, you know? I don't even to this day, like, I don't even know how Jena stayed with me. Like, it was that bad.
Wow.
It was bad. Yeah, super bad. So just in a bad mindset, you know. Ended up getting a job. The owner of that business was a cool dude, but me and him, this is the first time I went and worked for somebody else, you know, after going through all this. We just didn't get along. I was an alpha male. He was somewhat of an alpha male, and me and him would just butt heads. So I had ended up going to a used car lot, saw this white Chevy Astro van, and I was like, all right, this is it. We're going to start doing mobile window tinting. I started doing that while I was still at the job. So I pulled up in that van one day, and he like knows what's going on. Like, I would work there, but we had opened up by Ryan Window Tinting. Stupid name, right? It's so funny to think about it, you know? And we put this flyer on the back of or like this emblem on the back of our Durango that we had, and I had this white van, would drive it to work, and then I would work 9 to 5 and then go tint a car in someone's garage after with all the film that I had. We just started making money. And finally one day I was tinting that van in someone's at their house, and this guy like pushes the car out of the garage, and it rolls and smacks into the van. And it was an older Astro van, smacked into the side perfectly. So I'm like, oh man, that sucks. What are we gonna do now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we were already talking about getting a building and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So all in that same time, everything started to fall together.
Mm-hmm.
So the van gets totaled because it was so much to fix it because they had to replace the whole side.
Yeah.
So we end up buying a truck, and I might have this stuff a little bit backwards because I can't really recall
the
it all
audience
the time,
doesn't
you know
know.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jena had called me one day. She's like, hey, I found a building. I'm going to sign a lease. I'm like, you're what? No, we're not ready for that. She's like, no, we're doing it. If we keep holding back, we're never going to do this. Got our first building, and we outgrew that building in like the first month.
Wow.
Yeah.
How big was that building?
2,000 square feet.
Wow. What do you have now?
4,000.
4,000. Wow.
Yeah, which isn't big enough.
Yeah.
We need more.
Cool.
So yeah, so just that was back, you know, we've had Tint 360. It was by Ryan Window Tinting. We had Tint 360. We've been here for 5 years, so we've been in business for about 4.
Mm-hmm.
Started as by Ryan Window Tinting, went to Tint 360, moved into this new building. Yeah, it's been amazing. It was just me and Jena. Now we have a team of 7 people.
Yeah.
I think so.
Any favorite projects that you can think of?
Honestly, a lot of the stuff that we do is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, like while I'm here right now, we used to do a lot of residential and commercial window tinting on like houses and stuff. We tinted this beautiful house up on Camelback Mountain. This guy named Tracy bought it. Faces south. It's got like 14 pieces of glass that are like 100 by 100. Huge pieces of glass, huge project. His guys that do a lot of stuff for him called me today. He's actually dropping off a brand new AMG GT3 Mercedes while I'm here. Like a $300,000 car. The matte paint, matte finish. Yeah. So we're doing a full protection package on it. But if I had to think of like something that we really like working on, I'd say it would be full wraps.
Full wraps.
You know.
Cool.
Yeah, we do a lot of that.
Like a lot of commercial vehicles, that kind of thing?
We do some commercial, but I would say like the people that call us, like we just had a guy call with a Rivian. You know what that is? Like the truck. So the newer electric truck. They're pretty neat. They're kind of ugly, but they're pretty cool. It's like this yellow color. He wants to do like a paint protection film is made in a matte finish now. So he wants to do that to the whole thing.
Nice.
It's honestly all fun. It's so cool just to see it all come together.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really realize what all our industry entails. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And when people call to get a car wrapped, they're like $4,000, $5,000, you know, $6,000. They're like, I can get it painted for that much. Not these colors.
Yeah.
You can't get that done.
Right.
So a lot of them are fun. You know, we're really transitioning to business right now. We don't do residential and commercial anymore.
Okay.
We're just so busy with the aesthetics part of it, with protecting cars and ceramic coating and window tint, the full package. We have grown out of driving to someone's house to tint a sliding glass door for $300.
Right.
You know, the growth. There's different levels to this stuff, as you know. You've been in business long time.
14 years.
Even with age, like I tell Jenna, like don't call it your age. Like I'm on level 34. 35 isn't going to be like level 34. And same in business. There's different levels. And one thing we have outgrown $200 and $300 invoices. Yep. Now we're at $2,000, $3,000, $7,000 invoices. Yep. And you have to become a different person. A lot of people in business don't realize that, and they keep doing the same thing. They keep getting the same thing. Right. We went through a painful week 2 weeks ago where it just seems like we couldn't do anything right. And I'm calling my friends, Jesse Sinzak, great dude, guy you should probably have on your thing. You ever hear Jesse? Yeah, Arizona Tree Trimmer. Jesse's a great dude. I called him like, Jesse, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Like, I'm going through it. He's like, what's wrong? I was like, we can't do anything right, man. He's like, I don't even want to hear it. Said, keep going. And like, I call, like, my friends that I call, they like don't sugarcoat stuff with me. You tell me like it is. That's just what I expect. Like, I'm hard. I'm hard on myself. I'm hard on Jena. I'm hard on my kids. I'm hard on everybody because I'm passionate about it and I want to see people succeed. Jesse's like, I'm going through it too. Keep going. I was like, Jesse, I feel like every customer that comes in, we can't do anything right, and they're just going to go tell their friends. We're going to end up running out of customers. He's like, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say. He goes, but do you know why you're going through this? He goes, you're doing more volume now, and you're growing more and more. He goes, these things are going to happen. Yep. He goes, you don't want every customer. You don't want to help everybody. Not every customer is for you. And I really had to process all that, and it's so true. So the growth that we're going through now, we're just going through a different level. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like in my company, and it's happened several times, like we used to do like small little websites, you know, $500 when I first started. I used to design cards on my couch. well, now you don't want me designing anything. I got a great team that works for me, but we don't even have invoices that are less than 4,000 for a website.
And what did you have to become to do that?
Yeah, well, you have to select a different type of company, really, that you're working with.
Yep.
And what I found is actually the bigger the company, the easier they are to work with.
Yeah.
The smaller the company,
Yep.
the harder they are, and the more challenges and complaints.
Yeah.
But like with my other company on legal, it was cool. We're just going to work with attorneys, and we're going to work with attorneys that are already doing well, already advertising.
Yep.
And by doing that, our monthly invoices to them went up, but they were killing it, and we still were very competitive and better than the competition out there.
Yeah.
But we weren't taking the person just getting started and could barely afford a management fee and all that.
Yeah.
And and the struggles that we were having started to go away by doing that.
Yeah, it's so weird how it works. I talk to a lot of people in business, with this Automotive Aesthetics Academy. The one thing about our industry is you have a lot of guys, a lot of women. There's not really much women in this industry. That's Tint 360 is woman owned for a reason.
Right.
We did that. I let Jena be the owner of it. Not let her, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to get killed for that one.
Right.
She's the owner of that company for that reason. We're trying to do something. We're going to do something with that. But there's a lot of people in this industry, hey, I can get my car tinted for $100. You're $500. Well, any Tom and Joe and Mary with a spray bottle and squeegee can tint windows. They think, There's a huge difference there. We're going to run boot camps and stuff in this industry where we teach people the business side. I can teach you install all day. That's worth nothing to you if you don't know anything about business.
Right.
And the reason I said that about competitors is because all these guys and women in this industry are that way. Like I said, there's no secrets.
Right.
None. If we teach people those things and we can help everybody out and we teach them what we do to help us succeed, I want to see everybody be successful.
Yeah, man, if you give somebody the blueprint and you watch them succeed, I was actually just listening to a podcast, it was today, it was with Andy Frisella, and he was talking about, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a podcast, it was an Arte Syndicate call with him and Ed Milet, and he was talking about how much they love to watch their people succeed. And he gave one specific example of a dude that used to drive, it was like 100 miles every day just to help him stock at First Form. I don't know how long ago, maybe 6-7 years ago. Dude just bought a multi-million-dollar house, works for him. He said, dude, that made me happier than any of the shit that I buy. And I'm like, that's cool. And that's, helping those businesses succeed and get through those kinks is a big deal.
I don't know what it is about that, but like we have an employee, Tyler. He's like our shop manager in the back and stuff on installs. And I remember when he first came, his wife's in the military, 2 kids. Him and his wife been married, high school sweethearts, been married forever, right? Used to pull up to work in a little Honda Civic, green, ugly as can be. I hated it. I hated seeing that car.
Yeah.
And one thing we always ask in our interview, what's in the next year or two, what's some of your goals and dreams and stuff? He goes, well, one of my things is I want a Subaru WRX STI. So we brought him in, starts working for us and everything. I mean, just learned like that. Just so, like, I can learn things quick. He learned even quicker, like crazy fast. And so we gave him a raise. Then I remember he had to end up coming to us, hey, I'm getting so close. I'm saving up money to buy that car. I want to sell my little Civic, and had a little Honda CR-V and stuff. Long story short, one day he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy this car. I was like, perfect. What do I need to do to help you? We gave him a little bit of a raise. He went and bought the car.
Nice.
Like $55,000 car.
Yeah.
Not cheap, right?
No, that's
decent.
Heck yeah.
55 grand, that's a decent amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Something about seeing that car sitting in our parking lot every day just does something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you can do little things like that, we can all, there's money everywhere. You can make money doing everything, anything.
Absolutely.
And so seeing that car, and then our other employee, Heather, same thing. She had a Dodge Nitro, kept breaking down. She's like, I can get a new car, but I need just a little bit more money. How much do you need? I need like an extra $100 a week. Perfect. Cool. Jenna, give her the raise. Pulls up in a brand new Kia. Think of Kia. One of the two, Hyundai or Kia. Every day.
Yep.
Didn't think she'd ever own a new car. She would drive her Dodge Nitro to work every single day, and it would break down. She's like, hey, my car overheated. I'm going to be late. I got sick of that. I wasn't even the one dealing with it. I got sick of the fact that she was sitting on the highway helpless, and there was like not much that I can do.
Yeah.
She just got to sit there and wait for the car to cool down. But when you pour into your people,
man, I know exactly what you're talking about, especially
Crazy.
on cars. So
Yeah.
It was several years ago, a kid who worked for me, his name was Brendan, and he worked for me for...
We have a Brendan too.
He was like 3.5 years with me. Just smart, I mean, couldn't talk to save his life because he was just so in his head. He was
Mm-hmm.
he was a developer for us,
Mm-hmm.
but he was really, really good. And he had this old Mustang that just broke down constantly,
Yeah.
and I knew what I was paying him, and I'm like, hey, buddy, you might want to think about going to get a car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you have any debt? He's like, no, not really. I'm like, cool. So talk to your dad. You know, you guys figure it out what you want to do. And he rolls up, brand new, beautiful Mustang that was blacked out. And he's like, dude, hey, come check out my car. It was like probably the most words he had spoken to me at that point in time. And I'm like, that's cool. You know?
Yeah. It just, there's just something about it. Mm-hmm. Back in my business days when I failed, I used to hate signing paychecks.
Oh, I love them.
I used to hate it, but I was young. Like
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's like $2,000 that I could keep or whatever, you know. I used to hate it. Or then, you know, it'd be Friday and all weekend, you'd be like, no, payroll's coming Monday.
Yeah.
I used to hate it. Now I love it.
Yeah. No, I love it too. I mean, but I know the stressful. Dude, there's been because we do the 7th and the 22nd, and there's been, you know, times where on the 20th, I'm like, how's that $6,000 gonna come in extra that we need? You know, so like I've had the sweats, but I've always loved payroll only because, you know, my business partner and really my business coach has always been like that. He used to have a gigantic payroll when he owned his health clubs out here, and I mean like a lot. It was like a couple $100,000 a month type of payroll. Yeah. And he's like, no, it was always good. We didn't always know where it was coming from.
Right.
But you know,
I remember a time back in my day, back in Auto Effects days, cash flow. You got to master cash flow in business, right?
You did.
Every company does. There was like a Friday and payday was coming Monday. We were like negative $4,800 in the bank. And I'm looking at Jena, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how this is going to happen. It's so funny how everything works itself out. I don't know how we made it happen.
Yeah.
I still to this day, I don't, but somehow we made it happen. I thought it was going to be the first time I was going to have to go to my team like, hey, your paychecks are going to bounce. Yeah. But made it happen. Yeah, that's so weird. That's business.
It's business, man. And there's a lot of bright sides of business, but people don't realize that side and the stress that can happen. So what's
that's the thing I like to talk about, though, is the people that like they don't see that side of it. Yeah. A lot of people don't talk about. I like to talk about the uncomfortable stuff. Right. The stuff that people don't talk. Like me saying I tried to kill myself. Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that. Yeah. I was messed up. Everyone's messed up. Yeah. You know, I had demons inside me that I had to figure out. Yeah. And I had to put Jena through that, and she stayed by my side. That's part of life. That's one of those levels. Right. You know. So. Yeah, it's easy to talk about the glory days and then the glorious things that happen, all that. But talking about the real stuff inside that you go through and the emotions and the challenging times. Yep. That's what builds you. That's the character building moments. That's what gives you confidence to move forward. Yep. And if you don't go through that kind of stuff, and life's just always easy. You don't get better. I was listening every morning when I get to the shop. I just started this. When I get to the shop, I turn on Spotify. I just type in motivation. There's tons of things that come up. So I always play that in the morning when I'm at the shop and my team comes in and they're always like, who's that? You know, Steve Harvey and Andy Priscilla and all these guys all talk, and they talk about that stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't want to talk about the good thing. Let's talk about the nasty, I went through this and went through that and had to overcome this and that, you know, because you never know. Somebody might hear that and they might be going, there's somebody right now holding a gun to their head. Yeah. If that person had my number, I'd tell them to call me. Yeah. Because I've been there. I know how you feel. You know, that's one reason why, you know, I was part of the Lions Den and everything. And Sean Whalen, I've been through some of the stuff he's been through. That's why I looked up to him so much, because I always said, I'm going to be friends with my ex-wife one day. Hasn't happened yet, but I still believe someday it will. Yeah. You know, to be able to call her and say, hey, how's everything going? Are you good? Blah, blah, blah. I can do that now, but we couldn't. But not many people like to talk about that stuff. So, right. So, yeah.
It's good, man. Well, I love it. So, how can people, you know, find you on social, and, you know, what's your website?
Yeah, so social media, anywhere on there, Facebook, Instagram.
So Tint 360.
Tint 360, Automotive Aesthetics Academy. Okay. My personal is just my name, Ryan Hare. I'm always posting videos and stuff on there. Sometimes I post some pretty fun stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I post some stuff everyone don't agree with. Right. That's me. Yeah. And then website, tint360az.com. Our website's pretty neat. It's getting finished. Well, it's done, but it's getting revamped right now. Cool. You can buy your packages and everything right on our website. It's pretty neat, kind of one of a kind.
Awesome. Well, I've seen your work, guys. You got to check out their social media, because they do some amazing work. Yeah. My partner got his Tesla done there. Yeah. I'm taking my Tundra in here soon. I got to get that scheduled. So,
Yeah.
man, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah,
It's freaking
absolutely.
awesome. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
All right, guys, if you like this, share the show, like, subscribe. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.